what's ahead because of the animal crossing.
That's what I'm doing. Oh, you can see them now. Oxbow Bend. Oh, this is one of the viewpoints.
In just about a half mile, we should turn into the Cathedral group turnout. I'll still be talking as we reach the turn, but let's make sure we stop in. This view doesn't seem any more special than many of the others that we've seen, but it's our best vantage point for a feature that tells us that the growth of the Tetons is still active. Look about 15 to 20% up from the base of the slopes, and you might be able to make out a long, curved-looking depression into the mountain. Its best giveaway is that it has a different shadow than the area around it. The sign at the viewpoint will help you to know what to look for. This is called a scarp, and it shows us the Teton's fault line. This is the place where the land breaks, where the Teton Range pushes up and the land below sits or even drops. This movement is caused by regular earthquakes. The scarp we're looking at here above String Lake is about 100 feet tall. It's believed this shows how much vertical movement there's been in the last 14,000 years. Between the earthquakes that caused the fracture to grow, the wind and rain help fill the fracture with soil and sediments. Turn in if we haven't already, and hopefully the light is just right so we can easily see the scarp. Imagine how after a fresh earthquake, the top part would be torn upwards, and we would most likely then see what would look like a fresh, but not particularly tall, new cliff face. Here's the Mountain View turnout. If we just can't get enough of the different perspective of the Tetons, then this one is a nice quick photo stop. The flat plain covered in sagebrush makes a nice contrast with the mountains. This area can be popular with local ungulates too. Those are moose, elk, and deer, especially in the summer months.
Slide left.
We can turn this off.
Continue on Teton Park Road for 3/4 of a mile.
We're now very close to the base of the largest of the Tetons peaks. Let's recap the very basic geology of what's going on here. The 50-mile-long block of rock that forms the Tetons is being pushed up towards the sky, while the valley we're driving in is being forced down, under the mountain block. The mountains are made of some of the oldest exposed rock on the continent, but the forces that move the giant rock blocks started pushing the Tetons upwards about 8 million years ago, and it's still going on today. Geologists calculate that the Tetons rock has been pushed up something like 20,000 feet upwards from where it originally lay, and it's still rising. How do we know that? Since the time frame that these events happen in is so slow, we don't really get to see it happen, but we might get to feel it. That's right. Earthquake activity is the best evidence we have that the Tetons are still going up. Up ahead, I'm going to suggest we turn off and drive along Jenny Lake Road. That is a great little scenic tour. Along that road, we're going to see some evidence of that earthquake activity that gives us these beautiful mountains.
So Teton is a rock?
Let me give you a little hint about what's coming
The
up,
mountain
okay?
range. The
So
guy's
you know what your
explaining.
choices are.
Yep.
Just a couple minutes ahead, I'm going to suggest that we turn on to Jenny Lake Road. This side of the road has two very significant viewpoints along it, and is also home to the Jenny Lake Lodge. The road will eventually bring us back to Teton Park Road, about 4 miles further south than we are now. After we rejoin Teton Park Road, we will very quickly arrive at the Jenny Lake Visitor Center, which is also the place where we can join the Jenny Lake boat, which cuts across the lake to where the popular hikes begin for Hidden Falls and Inspiration Point. After we leave Jenny Lake, we have a few more excellent viewpoints to visit as we make our way towards the town site of Moose. There are at least 4 good things to see in and around Moose, so it's worth taking some time to explore. I'll tell you about those things as we get a little bit closer. After Moose, we'll have choices to continue toward Jackson or turn north again to use Highway 26, 89, or 121 to loop back towards Jackson Lake. All in all, the non-stop driving time from here to Moose is only about 15 minutes. But we should spend a whole lot longer than that and stop and see the interesting places along the way.
You have to get lucky. Look at that rig.
Let's get a look on this side.
Yeah. This guy double parked.
They get lucky.
Hmm?
These people get lucky.
Yeah.
Look at the next one.
Hmm?
These people are people and then look at the next one.
That's one way the guy's going down.
This one you cannot.
This is two
This
way.
the way you try this.
The other one was one way.
Yeah, but yeah, there are cars there that was coming. Look at the